Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Plan and Zoning meeting for August 15th, 2023. We have a established quorum. Second item of business is approve the meeting minutes from July 18th, 2023.
Vice Chair,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from July 18th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
All right. Recognizing a person not on agenda, Topher.
Welcome, sir.
Howdy, I apologize for holding this.
You're actually right on time.
Perfectly on time.
That's item 3.
Thank you. You want to keep going?
It's up to you.
We just approved the minutes from the last week.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, apologize for my lateness. It's first day of school, yes. All right, so we are here on number 5, public hearing and action this evening. We have a request by Gary Toller on behalf of the Herlin Marks and annex and zone to R4, a parcel of land with a single family home totaling approximately 0.191 acres. The parcel of land is located at Northwest Colthorpe Drive between Northwest Garrett Avenue and Northwest Jerome Avenue. Mr. Chris?
So, from the city, as you said, they want to, Mr. Gary Toller's here requesting to annex and zone to R4 a parcel of land. It's under an acre of land located on Colthorpe. The reason that they're making their request is they would like to connect to city water services. The parcel is already connected to Westside Sewer District. As part of the request, and Mr. Toller is going to expound on this, I believe, but the applicant would like to request that as part of the annexation agreement that the sidewalk, curb gut, and gutter be delayed until that portion is met by development as it progresses. All the public requirements have been met as far as public notices in the newspaper and whatnot. And the city staff does believe that the annexation does meet the intent of the comp plan. It is, as you can see, if you look at the map up here, contingent. This is current city, and it's this parcel of land directly across from it here. And this is the property itself. With that, I would give you Mr. Gary Toller whenever you're ready for him.
Okay. Come on up, sir.
You need me to sign in, Chris? You do not, sir.
Okay. To me, it sounds pretty straightforward of what you want. Go ahead and just tell the commission kind of where you want, what your goals are.
Yeah, I believe it is straightforward. Appreciate the commission hearing this project or this proposal. Harlan's been without water for about 1.5 years. Been hauling water in containers and connecting to the house. Been waiting to get contiguous, which the property across the street fulfilled that. And as Chris had mentioned, we'd like to delay the sidewalk, curb, and gutter until development gets to that point where elevations are met and doesn't have to be redone again at some other point. And basically that's the intent, the purpose. Certainly, he is fine with being in the city.
Okay. So perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna have you step back, and I'll open it up for a public hearing.
Absolutely.
And again, this is not about development. This is only about to zoning and annexing to R4. So, Misty.
Commissioners, you all know who I am, Misty Pierce. So I live in this neighborhood area, per se. I'm just curious why he has to annex to hook up to city utilities when the city council has offered the Mellon subdivision, water subdivision, if their well was to go down, to just be extraterritorial clients or customers to the city and still stay within the county. There is no city water on that side of the road yet because it's all county. There might be city water being put in for the Colthorpe Commons in the area across the street, but there's no city water hookups on the entire Colthorpe side of that street, if that makes sense. So I'm just curious why he has to annex into the city and become a city resident when they have offered extraterritorial services to the same on the other side. And then there's also extraterritorial customers who are hooked up to city sewer but have their own water wells out on the old Daniels Road. And they're never been approached or told that they had to annex into the city fully. So I'm just curious why you're making somebody annex into the city. Is it for taxing purposes so they can gain one more resident to get taxes out of? Or is it because they want to try to incorporate and bring that whole West Side Sewer District into the city?
Good question. Thank you, Misty.
Thank you.
Anybody else come forward, sir?
My name's Don Gust. Just for information, no decisions or anything. It's for Gary and Harlan and you guys. Let me get my name wrote here. Okay, kind of like what Misty was hitting on there a little bit. As far as I know, there's no water on that side of the road. There might be at the corner of Garrett, I'm not sure. And then over by Performance on that other side of the road. I'm not saying I'm keeping Harlan from doing anything, but I was also told by a person that lives next to him, and that's for Gary and Harlan, that he would offer him water, but he'll have to put in his own pipe. And the guy will furnish him a pump. Then they could be delayed until later if you guys happen to take over or whatever. He just got to talk to him, all. So I don't know where you guys are at on this, if it's a final tonight or what, but the guy can't be here tonight. He's expecting a baby, so he told me to mention that.
Appreciate that.
That's all I got to say, pretty
Okay.
much.
Thank you, Don.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Oh, and his name's Gary Parker. Or, Parker Civil. It has the body.
You guys ready?
Sorry, yes. I was reading. I apologize. Go ahead.
When he said everybody's been notified.
Introduce
Oh, my name is John Ligon.
John, thank you, John.
Yeah, and he said everybody's been notified. Well, the West Side Sewer District has not been notified of this. We're supposed to get a flyer in the mail, mailed to West Side Sewer District. We haven't received it. We haven't received anything on that project at all. We're on your mailer list, and we're supposed to receive that because it's within our boundaries. So, the West Side Sewer. So we haven't received any documentation on this, and if he can stay in the county, we have no problem with it. But I think he should be able to do all his options before he mandatorily has to go into the city. I don't think he really wants to go there. I don't know what they're saying there, but myself, I think he wanted to stay in the county, and I think it'd be a good thing just to find out from him if he has the option where, like Misty was saying, where it could be just an add-on to our. We have no problem with that, but we just need to be notified. It's just, we're supposed to be working together, the city and the west side. We hadn't been notified. So somewhere the glitch happened. I don't know why it happened, but it did happen. We didn't receive anything. We're on their mailer list. Okay.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Anybody else? Sorry, Don. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing this evening. Chris, before we continue, real quick, West Side Sewer not notified. Let's talk about that.
So West Side Sewer is on the list of people that were sent notifications, and I do have an affidavit from West Side, or from Mr. Gary Toller, stating that those notifications were made. The only thing I can say is maybe the address for notification has changed and we weren't notified, because I do know that a letter was sent to them, and we have a legal affidavit notarized stating that.
Okay.
Okay.
Just need to make sure, because we can't continue unless we know that
Absolutely,
all parties were.
and I will
For sure.
definitely take a look, but like I said, the address that we currently have on file for West Side Sewer, and the computer's acting up, was notified as part of the process.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
unless the address has changed, which I'll get an answer for that before we move forward with the findings of fact.
Okay.
I'll make sure you know.
That'd be perfect. Thank you. The other question that came up when I was hearing Misty is let me rephrase this. The city does not force anybody to annex into the city. Everything is a request. So, with that being said, does Mr. Marks feel as though he is being forced to annex into the city because of a down well?
No. He's gotten along for a year and a half, and he put in the request, so there is no force to it.
Okay.
So
Okay. Just want to make sure that stays clear as well.
We do have a notarized request from Mr. Harlan Marks.
Okay.
So we have his notarized request.
Okay. Commission, anything else you want to throw out there?
Mr. Chair,
Sir.
Missy talked about a city document that the council made a decision that they can hook up without being. Do we have any documents or any?
It's not, we didn't consider it relevant to this application because Mr. Harlan Marks never requested water without annexation. He came to us for annexation. So we never even looked into a document that the city may have or may not have signed saying that they could connect without. Because there was never a need to see that document.
If he's choosing to annex and connect, he's going to have to put forth how much?
He's gonna have to spend the money to make the connections, and he'll have to have his own contractor make the connection, and then he'll have to pay the city water hookup fees, which I believe is $4,200, and then he'll have to pay for the water meter, which is a couple $100, and he's been made aware of all those expenses.
Okay.
So,
Travis?
Sheriff again. So mine's more of a statement. I mean, if he's been going, you said a year and a half without
that's
water.
what I understand.
I mean, if you have
it's
a
approximately that time.
yeah, if you have a neighbor that's willing to help, I would have thought he would have been approached by now. It's more of a comment of mine. You know, it seems like this was the most viable option for him. You know, as far as getting water from next door neighbor. I think he had said. A year and a half is crazy to be toting water back and forth. I'm sorry, it is. Like, I can't blame him. So.
Yeah, there's probably certain dynamics involved with getting hooked up with a neighbor.
Sure, I'm sure there is, absolutely. But a year and a half, I mean, nobody should be toting water this close to the city, if you will, for a year and a half. That's crazy.
Gary, would you mind actually going and come back up for, so, because you technically do have the next amount of time.
One other thing I can show you, the water line is directly across from his property. This is the blue water line right here. That's where the water is.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's an 8-inch water line.
And it's an 8-inch main.
Where's it at?
It's right here, this blue line right here. This is his property. It's runs directly through Colthorpe. So just for your awareness.
I didn't really put that in.
Perfect. All right, commission.
I'd like to make a motion.
Travis?
I'd like to make a motion to request to approve the annex of, in zone of R4, located northwest of Corthorpe Drive between Northwest Garrett Avenue and Northwest Jerome Avenue, application PZ-23-58.
Okay, have it first by Travis, second.
Second.
Second by Scott. Scott, we'll start with you.
Aye.
Billy?
Aye.
Travis?
Aye.
Aye for me as well. Motion passes. Thank you.
But thank you.
We'll move down to the new business, which is a preliminary plat extension by Steve Taylor. A request to extend a currently approved plat for 365 days.
So, this one, I'll just give you a quick little introduction to it. Steve Taylor and Kayla Cruz have submitted the
why don't you go ahead and come
application. So the things to be aware of on this one is that city code states that any application for an extension of a preliminary plat must be submitted 30 days prior to the expiration. They did meet that. They applied on the 13th. The application expires on the 23rd of August, so they applied 40 days ahead of time. And other things to be aware of, this is a planning and zoning approval only, so it is up to you to approve it. All of the initial findings of fact, which are included in your packet, stay in effect. There's no changes to anything. It just gives them another 365 days to develop and submit for their final plat and their development plans.
Commission, any questions?
Mr. Chair, the only question I have is for the water. So that we send 365, but say that day 280 they come and,
As with all
Okay.
applications that are submitted, they're all dependent on
On
water
water, okay.
availability, and it is identified in the findings of fact.
I don't know if we need to restate that or.
It's everything that's in the initial finding of fact still holds.
No, so.
Okay, good question.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, you see development in the next year, right?
It's actually, I'm under contract for it
Okay.
being sold, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, just so we're not creating monotony and such, so, okay, awesome.
All right, I'll entertain a motion if there's no other conversation.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Scott?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the preliminary plat extension for PZ 2359.
Okay, first by Scott, second. Second by Billy. Travis, start with you.
Aye.
Billy?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Aye for me as well. Extension approved. Okay, no old business, no department head items. Any questions
Thank
about
you.
building permit or code enforcement report?
We'd have a conversation. It was an extension.
On that water line?
No.
No.
No, an extension for a plat.
No, okay. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that line, other line was in
Commission.
Never mind, no.
No?
Never mind.
All right, Scott, you good?
I'm good.